Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Number 34. Chris is bald. And
No,
how you guys doing tonight?
I'm sure they're okay.
How are you doing tonight?
How am I doing? You said I
Yeah,
was bald. Now I'm
you
mad at you.
you are bald. So how's it going?
I'm not bald. I'm
How's
only
it going in
only half bald.
how's it going in Baldville?
I hope I never go bald. Totally. That would suck.
Anyway, I heard you started your hunting season a little early.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do?
Yes, I
What'd you
did.
do?
Well, I was on a predator hunt.
Yep.
Not exactly. I was on predator control this weekend.
Hmm.
Accidentally. I was at deer camp and I was going to do some laundry and I walked outside of camp and I saw some turkeys and they busted and they took off. And so I just went on my way, went to the vehicle and got my laundry out and stuff and went back into camp and I fired a load of laundry in the washer there and I went over to the sink and I had some dirty dishes and I started doing some dishes and I looked out the window and I seen something coming right towards where I was at. And now, mind you, at deer camp, I have that feed plot behind the camp there, it's all clover and chicory there. And I have a little bit of switchgrass planted and I have a little bit of incognito from domain planted. And it's halfway between me and the woods. And just through the stalks of the switchgrass, I could see something moving behind it.
Hmm.
So I'm staring at it, wondering what the heck it is. And it gets closer and it kind of like sticks its head out through that switchgrass and is looking in my food plot, looking around, looking left, looking right, looking around. I'm like, man, that's a big red fox. And then he started to come out of there, and I'm like, dang, that ain't a red fox. That's just like a mid-sized coyote. Well, I ran and grabbed the 22 because here's the deal, guys. I've had a coyote or a fisher running around my place here, and they've been running down my turkeys. And I had a bunch of small poults earlier in the year, and now there's no poults. So these fishers and these coyotes were running down my turkeys and eating them, obviously, taking care of them. So I was kind of on a mission anyhow. I was going to start whacking some stuff when I did see it. And this was just a good opportunity that I had. Um, I wish I could say it was all glamorous, like I was out hunting coyotes and I was camoed up and called them in and all that crap. But no, this guy here, he was just on a hunt and he was following around the turkeys, I guess, and he come across the food plot like a cat stalking a
Hmm.
mouse. He was real low to the ground and one foot in front of the other, real slow, which gave me time to go grab the gun. And I don't know, I've got so many rabbits around here. He might have been trying to grab a rabbit or something. I'm not sure. But anyhow, yeah, I went out of camp and thing that sucked is I'm right-handed and I went out to camp and it went to my left to the trailer and to the end of the camp trailer there. And and I'm like, how am I gonna get around this corner? I can't see around the corner. So I just made up my mind. I put the gun up to my eye and I thought 1, 2, 3, I'm just gonna pop around the edge of the camp there and put a bullet in him. Well, when I did, I jumped out there. He wasn't even looking. He just rose his head up in the air and was smelling, and he turned and looked the opposite direction. And I had all the time in the world, and I just put the crosshairs on a high shoulder shot, and he didn't yelp, he didn't kick or anything. He just crumpled,
Done.
hit the ground, dead, done.
That's good.
So it was a male. Um, if I had to guess, because I went over and picked him up by one leg, I'm going to guess 30, 35 pounds, maybe. Not huge, but pretty decent dog for around here.
One less coyote.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and I had a buddy come over that day, and he goes, you don't realize how many animals you just saved. And I'm like, well, all my turkeys are gone, so I know I saved some of them.
Hmm.
The bigger
What's the
ones.
season for like the fisher?
Um,
You can trap them and stuff, right?
you can trap them. You have to probably have a fur bearer and all that,
Yeah.
but if I visually, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but if I visually like had an eyeball on one and it was chasing a neighbor cat or bothering some turkeys or something, I probably would take a shot at it.
Mm,
I'm not going to stand there and let it maul something.
right. Maybe
But
you'll maul your cat.
yeah, well, I don't believe. I don't take this as Bible here, but I don't think you can actually hunt them right now. I don't think you can shoot them in
I don't know.
PA. I don't know because I don't follow fur bearing. I don't trap or anything.
I
So
don't either.
if anybody knows, I guess they can leave a comment. But I don't think you can just shoot them. I think you're supposed to trap them out.
Hmm.
But like I said, if I see them mauling something, I'm gonna probably whack it. You
Yeah.
know. And like I said, they're hurting my population of birds.
Right.
And I don't have any birds here as it is. And now that I finally have some, you know, they took care of all the poults. I'm kind of mad.
Um. Well, today's podcast, we really don't have a agenda. We're just going to kind of wing it and talk about some upcoming hunts, some food plots that we planted, and a few other situations like that.
Yes.
Um, so Saturday, I was at my farm all day, and that'll be the last time I'm there before hunting season. So I think what's the season? September 30th this year, and
Something like that.
yeah, I think it's the 30th. So that'll be the next time that I actually go there. So Saturday, I planted mother load from Domain, and I actually planted some Egyptian wheat incognito. And it's a little late to be planting that, but I saw there was lots of rain coming, and it's still, before it gets a frost, I should still be up 5 feet or so. And the
Hmm.
way the the fields are is kind of sloped, so it's on the upper side of that. So I really don't need it to be super tall. So I've never planted this late, but I'm very curious to see how tall it actually gets before it gets a frost, basically.
Yeah.
That's when it's going to stop growing. But I did that, and I spread some fertilizer, a couple bags of lime, and I did the deeds as well. I sprayed dirty
Ooh,
deeds.
you dirty dog.
Yeah, and that stuff stinks.
Oh man, does it stink?
Yep, but I filled up 20-gallon sprayer and mixed that thing in there and spread it on all the plots.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Humic acid
yep, see what
and
happens with
and
that.
seaweed.
Yeah, it stinks. It was stinky, but got everything planted, and then I actually took the ferminator, and I actually used the ferminator to seed the Egyptian wheat. That way, I was in straight
Nice
rows.
straight rows. Yeah.
Yep, just went. I only did it. I only went 4 feet wide. I just did a straight little
Yep.
pass through, dissed the field, and then I used adjusted it and used a cultipacker, and I cultipacked the whole thing because it was the larger seeds in that mother load. It was
Hmm.
beans, peas, and all that. So I wanted to make sure that it was down in there
Yeah.
to prevent the turkeys wiping me out.
Right.
And I knew the rain was coming too. It was hard rain, so I
Mm.
didn't want the seed sitting on top and getting any kind of runoff or something.
Wash.
So
Yeah. Hmm.
wanted to get that in there
Yeah.
and pack down. So
I took advantage of my screening tonight. I've had screening oh boy, I don't know when I
what did you
planted
plan a
that.
month ago?
At least it was probably the end of June um, that I planted that.
Hmm.
So it's already over 5 feet tall. So like I went over to the across the road there to check the destination plot, and I was going to go check on all my fall plot that I planted 2 weeks ago. Of course, it already germed, but I wanted to see how high it was. And I was walking out through the woods, and I popped out into the field, and I looked across the field, and there was 5 deer standing out there. And so I hunkered down and used my screen like you're supposed to. And I hunkered down a little bit and I run up the edge of the screen there and got a good eyeball on those deer and was checking them out. And they didn't know I was there.
Nice.
So it works. It works.
Oh, it works.
And this was like 2 in the afternoon, these deer were out.
Well, they're probably they know the food's there, so they're probably bedded pretty close, and they're just slipping out there to get a
Yeah.
few bites to eat here and there.
Hmm.
So stay out of there.
Yeah, I was trying not to spook them. So, yeah, I don't want to run them off too many times.
No, no. Especially, I
Because,
mean, season's only 6 weeks away.
yeah. Yeah, and then it's hard over there because entrance isn't bad, exiting's bad. When
Yeah.
there's 20 deer in the field and you want to go home after dark, you're stuck up a tree a while, and
Well, let's actually break that down for a second. Let's talk about that because
that's hard.
it can get hard, but that field, that food plot area you're talking about is 2+ acres.
Yeah.
So to them, that's like a destination field.
Hmm.
So that's where they're going to end up in the afternoon. If they were to leave that field and go somewhere else, there
Hmm.
is nowhere else for them to go to feed. You don't have any ag around.
No, there's no ag, but there's 18 other acres of field there that's growed up in junk hay.
Right, but
You
that's
know.
not really a preferred. The preferred is going to be your food plot.
Right. Right.
So if your food plot was a smaller one
Hmm.
and they could hit that and then go out, you know, into a destination after that.
Right.
So but you also need that amount of food over there because you attract so many deer. And if you were
Yeah.
just to plant a small one, they'd wipe you out.
Oh, for sure.
And you can't really separate your plots to where you say you planted like a kill plot up against the wood line where you hunt,
Hmm.
and then 200 yards across the field have a destination field. You can't do that.
Right.
But that would be ideal to where
I
you
mean,
could
I could, but it wouldn't benefit me any because they would.
well,
Yeah.
it would help you get out of the stand.
Well, yeah, it might help me get out of the stand, but I do not want to put one over there. That's for
That's
sure.
that's what I'm saying because you'd be
Yeah.
close to the road,
Yeah.
and it just wouldn't be ideal situation.
No, and there's too many spotlighters and too
Right,
many poachers around. Because
right.
I,
So
I I live in a tourist trap here. There's
right,
lots of campers and stuff. So
yeah. But
there's more poaching here than I'd like to admit.
if you were able to separate that, that would help you get out of the stand.
Yeah.
So right now you just kind of gotta either wait it out or
Right.
until they leave or what.
Yeah. They do. They do hit the plots, and uh, when they get a full belly, they do move out into the hayfield, and I guess they probably go out there in bed because I leave it a couple feet tall.
Hmm.
I brush hogged it already, and it's already growing back, so it'll be a couple feet tall by the time the season rolls around. They go out
Hmm.
there and they bed down a lot, and sometimes they bed down out there, and right before dark they come into the plot
Hmm.
from that direction,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just a tough situation the way that's laid out. I don't have a good exit plan. um I know we always talk about entrance and exit, but this is just one of them spots that I've got to wait it out, and a lot of times I'm sitting there and it's got to be pitch black, and I'll crawl down, and a lot of times they'll hear something but they won't see something. So
Hmm.
you know it's okay if I think it's okay if they just hear something and they spook rather than see something then spook.
Yeah. Well, if
You know,
they hear something, I think it's fine. If they smell you, it's not good.
right?
Um, or if they see you up in a tree, it's not good. But
Yeah.
it's funny when I was younger, like 16, 17, 18, 19. We did used to bait a lot, with corn and stuff. So we would hunt over corn piles and stuff, and then
Hmm.
in the afternoon you're stuck there because them deer they're on the it's dark and you can't get down.
Yeah.
So what I used to do was I used to carry a couple screw-in steps with me,
Hmm.
and I would just toss them.
Mm.
I'd toss them out of the tree or drop drop my jacket or something, and
Yeah.
they would all scatter, and
Well,
they didn't know
yeah.
they didn't know what it is. They just think of like a branch or something fell.
Right. A lot of times, a lot of time, and that's funny you just said that because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put my pull rope and I'll put my bow on it and I'll let it down and let it dangle,
Hmm.
and they'll zoom in on that bow and not look up at me. A lot of times they'll see the bow dangling there, and that freaks them out, and they'll run. And
Hmm.
that kind of course, you can't do that too many times in a row. They'll start to catch
Yeah.
on to that. But what I'm
Right.
saying, every once in a while I do that, and
Mix it up.
that does get me out of there.
Drop a
And I tried
jacket.
I
Drop your
tried the
bow.
I tried the cell phone thing one time too with the coyote noises and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, remember we did that at the old farm,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and it worked on a couple of the deer, but most of them stood there and stared at us like, "What the
Yeah.
heck?"
Well,
Yeah,
they're listening for where it's coming from,
yeah,
and they'll be able to tell if it's getting closer or further away.
yeah. It didn't work out too great, but
I had
yeah, it's hard to get out of that stand sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I don't hunt it a lot.
Right.
I usually hunt it like the first week, and I like to shoot my does the first week, get that all out of the way, and then I can just horn hunt the rest of the month. You know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I try to go over there, element of surprise the first week and pond the crap out of them, and then get
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing some nicer deer this year, some bucks. So
Well, it's about time.
yeah, well, I've been feeding them now. What, 3 years
4 years.
now?
This
Three or 4 years over there now.
I think this is the fourth
Yeah,
year.
this is the fourth year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been feeding them, and I haven't shot one over there. I've just totally
I
let the
mean,
bucks walk.
you've seen bucks, small
Yeah,
ones, and you've
yeah,
been letting them go,
yeah.
constantly feeding them, and then
Constantly.
now here we are 4 years later,
Yeah.
and
365 they're fed over there. I always have something green.
right, and you got some options.
Yeah, like last year, I mean, there was one I might have put an arrow through, but um, it was a half rack. I mean, I'm talking 120, 130 inches if it had both sides.
Hmm.
But
The whole antler was missing.
no, it had like a club on that side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I called it a half rack. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, but yeah, it had like this big club on the other side, and I was like, man, if that had the other side to it, I'd whack the crap out of that thing.
Hmm.
It was a nice buck, and I think the neighbor's daughter ended up shooting that one with a gun.
Now, the deer that you see there at your across the street, do you
Yes,
think are you seeing the same deer behind your house?
sometimes, yeah. So I have noticed a few that make a circle. You
And
know,
that's probably, as a crow flies, what, 400 yards?
yeah, maybe 400 yards, which isn't far for a deer at all.
Yeah.
You know, so that yeah, they're just making a loop. They have their habits.
Well,
They're
you're the only one in the area that has food.
yeah. Well, I think the one neighbor plants a small kill plot,
Mm.
but I don't think he has very good skills, nor does he do soil testing and amendments and things. He
You
just
don't
but
have no skills either.
I've got all kind of skill. Just ask me.
Yeah, skills eating cookies
Oh, I'm skilled at that.
and
Faux
M and
show.
M's and M&Ms.
Yeah, faux show. Faux show. I got
So,
that.
so
Cow.
let me explain this to you. Zach, Zach came down
Hmm.
and we scouted some public land.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say where it's at, but we got
PM me. I'll tell everybody.
yeah, we got some hammers that were we got options for on public land.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got some options.
that's always good.
So that's what we did Sunday. We scouted all day long with the
Yeah.
bikes, and we got we got some options. So some good ones. So he's going to come down that Friday and Saturday, which is September 8th, I think. It's a
Mm,
Friday. So he's going to come down. We're going to go hotel for 2 days, hunt Friday, Saturday. Can't hunt on Sunday because Maryland's dumb. And
mm.
then I'm going to hunt again Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to give it a full 5 days of hunting that public ground.
Yeah.
Hopefully, obviously, if I shoot one, then I'll just go home. But
Right.
um, hunt. does or something. But that's my plan for opening week.
Yeah.
And then finally, after 3 years, you are going to be a non-resident deer hunter
In 2 different states now.
in 2 different states.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Well, I guess all the stars aligned. I don't know.
No, what happens is you're getting old and you're having a midlife crisis, and
I'll kill you.
yeah,
Uh,
and you better start working some OT.
no.
You're gonna have
Heck no.
taxidermy bills,
They
butcher
just
bills.
cut my Rs, man.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
let's talk about that. You're coming down. Well, I guess we'll go in order. So
yeah, well,
you're
let's
going
go in order.
you're
Let,
going to New York.
I'm going to New York first. Third week of September. Um, with a group of guys that I didn't even meet some of them yet.
Are you
Um,
able to say what county you're going to?
to be honest, I don't know the name of it, but it's up at the Adirondack Mountains,
Okay.
way up. It's
All right.
way up there near the Canadian border, and in that upper portion, there's an early bear hunt. And it's like I said, third week of September.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's going to be a camp out, and I think the season comes in on a Saturday, but we're all going to meet there on a Monday morning.
Going to be a camp out with your Olympus shield.
Yes, I will be using the limit shield. Got their hat on. I will be using that.
You know what?
Um,
Real quick, I don't mean to cut you off. Sunday, I did not use deodorant.
uh huh.
I used the Limit Shield foam,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was hot Sunday. I sweated like crazy, and on my way home, I just kind of went like that. I got
Nothing.
nothing.
Nice. Nice.
So it
Well,
does
yeah.
work.
There's gonna be. I will. I think there's very limited internet access up there,
Hmm.
so I might be like making some. I might have to like actually film some videos instead of like do some live stuff or whatever,
Yep.
or like Instagram posts or something, after the fact. I might have to take the video and then make them into a reel later or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, they said the internet up there sucks, so I'm gonna be way out in the middle of nowhere, I guess. So yeah, that's the third week of September, and then um, well, I drove up to New York Monday
Got your
a-
license.
after work. I got my license, and I was told about this chunk of land that this construction company owns, and I was able to get a permit to hunt there. So I need to actually get up there again and do some scouting and see where I can park and that type of thing.
Up
Um,
there, you can hunt Sundays.
yeah, I can hunt Sunday, so I can double down, man.
Yeah.
I can hunt here Saturday, and it's about an hour and a half drive. I can be up there
Yeah.
and
So how
hunt.
much was a non-resident New York license?
It was 100 even,
And that
and that
allows you to hunt all animals?
no, that gets you your buck and bear tag.
No dough.
No dough. They were extra. I think $10 extra or
Is
something.
is that allowed every weapon though?
I believe no.
Okay. So it's
No.
just bow.
That you would have to buy, I believe you have to buy a bow tag, a
Okay.
muzzle loader tag, all those extra tags for different availabilities. That's why it's so cheap, I guess. Just $100. That's cheap non-resident tag.
Yeah, so your next stop obviously
Next,
would be me, you, and Zach.
yes.
We're going to do some Sika hunting. So you're going to come
Oh yeah.
down. I talked you into Sika hunting, and we already got our tags, the Sika
The,
tags. But you
the,
still got to buy your license.
the permit things, yeah. Hmm.
So you're going to need the muzzleloader tag and then the Sika stamp.
Yes.
And then me, you, and Zach are all staying at the hotel, and we're hunting 3 days, which
Hmm.
is I think the 18, 19, and 20 of October.
Hmm.
And if nobody has ever heard of Sika deer, it's a very interesting animal. And they're very miniature. But just think of an elk. They're basically it's basically a miniature elk. They bugle. So
Yeah.
when they bugle, I mean, it's very cool. Um, the bucks are called stags. The does, the females are called hinds.
Hind. Yeah.
Um, and they bugle just like elk. And the stags, they don't get very big. Like if you get like the points go straight up. If it branches out to a point and branches out to another point, um, pat yourself on the back because you just shot a trophy.
Woo!
So whatever inches that adds up to, 30 inches, whatever it is, that's a trophy. Um, but
Shoot me a spike.
just they live in the swamps and the frag and the cattail swamp, and it's a they call them the goat. It's a goat, marsh ghost, because
Hmm.
killing a stag is it's difficult. They hide, and um, it gets a lot of pressure that time of year, but it can happen. I've seen them, and um, it's fun hunt.
I don't even care. I'm hoping just to shoot a female.
Well, I want you when you shoot one, because I think we all are going to get one. Um, I want you to compare the taste from Sika to venison
Right.
to whitetail, and it doesn't even compare.
No. I
Nope.
can't wait.
Because you
Can't
got to
wait.
think these Sika deer live on. I mean, it's basically part of an island,
Yeah.
and it's thousands and thousands and thousands of acres. There's no ag around. There's nothing for them to eat other than they live in the swamps, berries, acorns, brush, woody regeneration, things like that. So there's no they're not eating like ag where they're getting chemicals, like
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
Right.
just fresh meat, and it's got like a sweet flavor to it. It's really
Hmm.
good.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Although it's been a very long time since I had some, but it's very
Hopefully we
good.
hopefully we stack them up in the cooler.
Hey, I think we will. I think we all
I
got
hope.
good chances. Me and Zach are going down. I think September 2nd. I think the second we're going to scout it out,
Yeah.
and we're going to find you a spot, and we'll probably put you in the worst spot there is. And
Probably. I'll probably be up against the 8 ball the whole time,
yep,
paying
and
all the bills, cooking all the food,
yep, we're going to be eating soup and
cleaning
stuff.
toilets.
Yep, and we all got bikes. We're going to be riding bikes.
When Dave shaves his legs, I'll have to wipe the tub out before I get my shower.
Yep, yep, and
Terrible.
yeah. So we
But
got bikes and we got
I'm
tree
s-
stands
I'm
and
Cinderella.
yeah. So question. I had somebody ask me this the other day.
Hmm.
With your public land hunting,
Hmm.
uh, let's just say for Sika,
Okay.
what is your stand setup for Sika? What are you going to be using?
My stand,
Tree stand.
I'm going old school. I don't have all that new technology going on. I just use what I've got. And one of the lightest stands that I own, and this is going back years and decades. It's actually a loggy cheap seat.
Okay.
It was made out of aluminum back then, and the platform, if I had to guess, the platform's only probably I don't know 16 inches wide, maybe 20 inches long, and it has the little seat that folds forward, has a little bit of a mesh square on it to sit on.
So you're going to be facing the tree.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. It's a regular hang on,
Okay.
but it was real light aluminum from way back in the day.
And then
Uh,
you got sticks.
and I have Hawk helium sticks,
Okay. With
and
cable waders.
I have cable waders on it, and so I will clamp them together. And on my bicycle, I built a small rack on the back, so I will be able to ratchet strap that onto the bicycle, and
Hmm.
I will, of course, have a backpack, and I'll have the gun slung probably across the front of me when I ride in because I'm
Hmm.
real anal about my scope getting hit by anything. So I'll probably have it hanging across me.
Gotcha. I got the forks on the front, my handlebars. I'll stick the
Hmm.
gun in there, and then I'll be able to throw my tree stand sticks and
Hmm.
on my back, and we can zip in there and get set up.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my setup because I don't have that all that fancy stuff. Well, my Hawk Helium, that's kind of updated.
They're pretty
But
light.
yeah, but as far as the stand goes though, no.
Well, you were there with the when I bought that one stand. That's what I'm going to be using.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was
Um,
that? Lone Wolf.
well, it was Lone Wolf Custom Gear.
Okay.
Lone Wolf is now Novix.
Oh.
Novix tree
That
stand, I
stuff
think.
all that stuff changes hands so much. I can't
I
keep up.
know. Yeah, I
It's
mean,
crazy.
yeah, but I like it.
No,
I haven't used it yet, but
it's just old school, man, and it used to have like a ratchet strap on it, or it's not even a ratchet strap. It was one of them old ones that used to cinch down, and you had to put a cotter pin through it. You
hmm
remember that stuff?
yeah,
It's old, but I just I cut that off with a knife, and I just take a camo ratchet strap with me,
cool.
and put that right on the tree.
Yeah, well,
So
after we do that hunt, there may be a chance that you might come back to Maryland, do some public land late season hunting or
yeah,
something, and
maybe later in the season because I'm hoping locally just to tag out so that I can use more of the New York and more of the Maryland tag,
hmm
this year. Get
yeah,
some experience under my belt getting out of state, and enjoying that some.
definitely.
The only bad part about New York is I was looking forward to the bear hunting up there. Um, but theirs is kind of concurrent with our season. The only good thing is New York has Sunday hunting. So, like, I might double down. I might hunt bear Saturday here and Sunday up there.
hmm We can
So,
hunt Maryland in on Sundays, and we can hunt Sundays in Maryland, but it's like it's all private land,
mm,
no public land, but it's
okay.
not every county either. So
Oh,
there's certain counties where you can hunt basically almost every Sunday.
I was surprised too. I looked at the maps and stuff in the book that I got with my license, and a lot of the New York is rifle now.
hmm
Like, I think it used to be all like shotgun stuff. I could be
I'm not
wrong, but
sure.
I thought there was a lot of shotgunning up there, but now it's almost all rifle.
I used to bow hunt and turkey hunt up near Albany
Hmm.
years ago, but I don't. All I did was ever bow hunt. I don't remember the shotgun seasons or whatever. But
So yeah, I'm excited.
yeah,
Excited to get out of state for once.
right. Well, that's our
That
schedule, guys, and um, let us know where you guys are. The audience and stuff. Let us know what your plans are and what your schedule is looking like this year. Any special hunts, plans? I'm pretty. I plan on hunting all season long, so
so yeah, anybody out there hunting more than 3 states, or am I just a rebel?
well, I'll be hunting 3 states
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, Zach's coming down. He'll be down uh, from PA as well. You guys hunt your own state, man.
Yeah, hunt your
Hunt your
own
own
state.
state. Ridiculous. All right,
That's
episode
34.
episode 34.
We rambled.
We did. We rambled.
Yeah, not too bad. I think
Yeah,
people will find it interesting.
that's our schedule. Let us know what yours is.